Hello, welcome to Christy TV, always a straight talking YouTube channel. Yes, we're going to talk some boxing, and an ugly ghost has roared its head. Yes, we don't like to see an ugly ghost roaring its head in our sport of boxing. And what do I mean by that? Well, Chris Eubank Jr. has accused Eddie Hearn of blocking his ambulance at White Hart Lane for some 20 minutes, yeah, when he needed treatment for severe dehydration, and severe dehydration in itself can be fatal, can't it? But what's the ugly ghost that roared its head? Well, the very venue, Chris Eubank, same name, senior in this case, against Michael Watson on that fateful night, yes. It's something we didn't want reminded of. It's something we thought was all eradicated. And what I mean by that, the goings on with lack of ambulances available, time. So I mean, it's a situation. What happened? Let's go back to 1991 in the fateful fight, fantastic fight. Watson ahead on points, most people's opinion. Eubank pulled out a sucker punch, stopped him in the 11th, hurt him in the 10th, stopped him in the 11th, didn't come out. So emergency treatment was needed ringside. Let's just see what happened. For some of you younger viewers, what actually happened. There were no doctors ringside. There was doctors in suits and in dinner suits and dress code, and they got to the ring at around 8 minutes, at which time he's losing, lacking vital oxygen, yeah, and no paramedics and ambulance on site, and it took him, I think it was St Thomas's Hospital, eventually made it to some 45 minutes. Now, had they had the paramedics on site, oxygen would have been applied, because he has made a good recovery. In fact, he's done miracles to make the recovery he's made. He writes, he speaks well, walks a little bit, I believe. This Michael, thank God. But there's no doubt about it, if it wasn't, they were up on having the paramedics, the border control got almost brought to its knees, rightfully sued, etc., etc. They did not have the doctors and paramedics in the sport. That's a dangerous sport, putting it mildly. And they did not have them on site. But moving forward, Chris Eubank Jr. echoes that, echoes the same word.
Due to severe dehydration, I'm put in an ambulance and I have to go to hospital. I was actually so dehydrated that one of the toenails on my big toe fell off. These scumbags blocked that ambulance from leaving the stadium for 20 minutes.
Similar, very similar. The ambulance is on site now because the border control must have them, as there is on unlicensed fights and all this stuff. It's not the the malarkey it once was, the shambles. They've learned, and you'll get it in ABA shows. You'll get it everywhere in boxing anyway. That they have paramedics, doctors, and ambulances ringside. But to think, the very same venue involving the very same name, some 35 years moves on, 34 years and a bit moves on, and they're having a dispute about an ambulance being blocked. So one not being there and one not being able to get out. It's a very, very similar situation, isn't it? You know, we didn't think this at Raw, it said, but it is a hot topic. It's something that Eddie Hearn, you know, strenuous denies. Eubank Jr. is massive. I don't think it's going to be left here. It's going to be massive talk, debate, and even court cases. But yeah, so just really back on that moment, it was just, as I say, it's a ghost at Raw, it said. We thought we wouldn't be talking ambulances. White Hart Lane, Chris Eubank, and we are 34 years on. They very nearly brought Watson's life to an end, and severe disabilities along with it. But Chris Eubank, are they a little touchy more than most because his father was involved in that situation?
Him having to go through what he's gone through and to still be here and to, it's, you know, I can't tell you how sorry.
His father surely bears the scars of hurting a fellow professional boxer. When you have no intent to hurt in that situation, you meant to hurt, knock them to the floor, let them get up, cover them, go into their families. So they're more touchy on it. Did it happen? I don't know. I don't know on that situation, but we will find out. But that's what happened. Just a video saying, as I said, that the ghost rule, it said, ugly head, unfortunately. Yeah, back in 91, and it still may be going on. We should be learning 3.5 decades, especially on such a schoolboy error, bad mistake that happened on that fateful 1991 night. But are they playing silly buggers and silly games? Who knows? Eddie Hearn knows the truth. Chris Eubank knows. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's suspecting something that didn't exist. I don't know what actually happened. But as I said, it's Raw that said who's going to win the fight. I can't see much change. Can you? Really can't see Eubank. Maybe see Eubank stopping. Can't see Ben stopping Eubank. If he does the weight, okay. He seems to be more comfortable in himself this time than last time. If he is, can't see the result change. It'll be a points win again. Although, in fairness, Ben did fight a lot better than I thought. I thought it would be a walkover, almost, not quite, but you know, been an easy win. But it wasn't an easy win. It was a good fight. Sky made it close. They commentated and was very biased towards, you know, they was backing Ben and not backing Eubank. They were very biased for Ben, and they made the fight close, but it was a 4-round win, comfortable enough win. Can't see him changing it. But anyway, bit of history there. Let me know what you think, who you think will win, and let me know about this ambulance situation. Did it happen? And if it did happen, blimey heck, what a stupid, silly thing to do. But you know, I find it hard to believe it happened. But you know, he's put his neck on the line, isn't he? Said it right openly, and we know how Eddie Hearn's quick to take a buck off somebody if they got it wrong. So in the meantime, sit back, enjoy the fight, and let me know what you think.